Gentlemen, it's your brother Bolo VNR, and what I'm about to share here, a lot of people have shared it already, but I never got a chance to review it myself and really give my commentary on it. So let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Let's go, Mr. Lothan Cousins. Wow, powerful.
Member from Clarendon Southwestern, you now have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, today I rise to contribute to the sectoral debates, and in fact, this is the final presentation on behalf of the opposition as we close the sectoral debates today.
Make them know me, General.
Speaking on the subject matter of land and housing. Mr. Speaker, this today is likely the final contributions to the sectoral debate. And in fact, we are entering a very interesting period of time where the life of the Parliament will be a bit uncertain as we go forward, as we expect to be on the other side in very short order. First and foremost, I will not even respond. Certain things, Mr. Speaker, we do not dignify with a response. First and foremost, I give thanks to the Almighty God, who has been my strength and my shield, my sustainer throughout this journey in public service. I thank him for the grace to serve, the wisdom to lead, and the courage to stand. To my family, your love has been my rock through long, difficult nights, difficult decisions, and time away from home. You have never wavered, and for that I am truly grateful. Mr. Speaker, as a son of the soil of Clarendon, I am forever grateful to my people, my family in southwestern Clarendon. Representing you has been the honor of a lifetime. Walking our streets, sitting at dinner tables, I have been entrusted to be your voice. And there's one thing you have always said to me, is that I speak boldly and I speak unapologetically on behalf of the people of southwestern Clarendon. Mr. Speaker, it is important, it's a very critical point in the presentation. Let me speak, Mr. Speaker, that I must acknowledge my 4 PNP councillors. 4 out of 4, Mr. Speaker. Carlton Bailey from the Milk River Division, Godfrey Knight from the Tollgate Division, Anthony Davis from the Yorktown Division, and Kijana Johnson from the Racecourse Division. A decision that rocked the Jamaica Labour Party to its core when their favorite councillor was beaten at the polls last year. And to my constituency executive, staff, friends and comrades, thank you for keeping the engine running. Your belief in the mission has not gone unnoticed. I must also extend sincere thanks to the staff of the Houses of Parliament. Ms. Colleen Lowe, a fellow Clarendonian, and Glenmuir High School past student. You have done an excellent job thus far, and you have held the Glenmuir flagrant flag very high. Continue on that trajectory. To my colleagues from both sides of the House, one of whom is over there that will never return, and the comrades in the People's National Party, your solidarity, your strength, and your unwavering commitment for building a better Jamaica continues to increase. And finally, Mr. Speaker, to the leader of opposition, and I say without fear of contradiction, the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Comrade Leader Mark Jefferson Golding. Thank you, Leader, for entrusting in me this responsibility. Your steady leadership, your clear vision for a more just and equitable Jamaica make it a privilege to serve under your leadership.
Want to hear that?
Madam Speaker, today I speak on an issue that sits at the center of Jamaica's historical Fifth, and this is a very important presentation, Madam Speaker. Today I speak on an issue that sits at the center of Jamaica's historical injustice and future prosperity, land ownership. For generations, Mr. Speaker, land has represented more than just acres and boundaries. It has symbolized freedom, it has symbolized stability, and it has symbolized dignity. Yet far too many Jamaicans still live without the security of tenure. The hope of ownership or the ability to pass on anything tangible to their children and the generations to come. It is time, Mr. Speaker, to end the shame of landlessness. Jamaica face history as a legacy of inequitable distribution of land and disempowerment of the masses with regard to secure land tenure. Up until emancipation, the Crown, together with the owners of the estates, plantations, and pens, sometimes we hear me pen, things of pen, we understand that the whole country was separated in pens, and the owners of the pens crafted the Emancipation Act of 1833, which ensured that the newly freed labor force would continue working on the estates, limiting their access to land. That legacy still haunts all of us in here as members of Parliament today. Mr. Speaker, the government is the largest landowner, yet it has failed to utilize the assets for the benefit of the people. It has not sought to use this asset to eradicate the proliferation of unplanned and informal settlements. A PNP government, within the next 2 to 3 months, will undertake a program akin to what was done in Dominica, where the government undertook a radical land titling program by distributing the government land to those who are already in possession. This was done, Mr. Speaker, in some instances by selling the land at a percentage of the market value to those who already occupy them. Our research, Mr. Speaker, indicates that as of 2018, and I want to listen to this very carefully because these statistics are very important. As of 2018, the majority of Jamaica's population falls between the ages of 0 to 39. Of this number, 19 to 39, 975,000 Jamaicans are within that bracket. And most of these Jamaicans, these young people, are among the most directly affected by the deep lack of access to affordable land and housing.
Serious problem.
But the crisis, Mr. Speaker, extends further. There are many Jamaicans, aged 40 to 55, who still have not yet acquired housing. You know the dangers of that, Mr. Speaker? When you're in that age bracket, it is more difficult to secure a mortgage, a 25-year mortgage. And most Jamaicans who are in this age bracket, as a serious point, is yet to own anything. And beyond that, you have Jamaicans who are 55 and over, who still don't own a piece of the rock. It is also estimated that over 700,000 Jamaicans, some say the figure may be closer to 1 million, live in informal settlements because they cannot afford decent and affordable housing. Studies in 2004 and 2008 concluded that the Jamaican government owns 75% of these lands. The Commissioner of Lands, the Crown don't own any land in Jamaica anymore. The Commissioner of Lands has 47%. Agencies and the municipal corporations have another 53%. The solution is not far away, Mr. Speaker. Because we, the People's National Party, when we form government, will ensure no, don't do that. Mr. Speaker.
Big up Angela Brown Burke. Yeah, Mr. Gentleman say, Angie, no, don't do that. Because you see this speech of this man, information that this man put forward, the Jamaica Labour Party would like nothing more than to distract from the speech and not have these statistics come out. So you have them look loud bulldog over there keep trying to interrupt the general, Mr. Lothan. You understand? But he's so poised and he understands the assignment that he's just here to put out the statistics. Now, ladies and gentlemen, where's the lie? Between the ages of 18 to 39 in Jamaica, where are the new homeowners in the last 10 years? Who in that age group has had success in gaining home ownership? How many people you think? Who you think? Give this to me, mama. Give this to me. 13 if it. 1 second, the people. What is? Don't move. Don't move a muscle. Yes. 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 Thank you. So, Mr. Lothan Cousins. Boy, these statistics is very alarming, and even from 39, 40 to 55-year-old. I mean, how you gonna get a loan for pay down on a house? And the prices of the house is just not affordable at all. Thank you, General. Look more, yeah? Alright. Very serious conversation being had here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pay attention.
We will ensure that the political will to pass ownership to the people is initiated. You soon hear something because we are failing as a minister too. You soon hear. What is needed now is a radical shift, one that removes the stigma of informality and puts power back in the hands of the people. The next People's National Party government has identified land and housing as a priority for national transformation. We begin from the principle that every Jamaican who desires to own a home should be facilitated to do so at all costs. Home ownership in the 21st century must be treated as a right, similar to education and health. The inability of thousands to own a home is rooted in the structural inequalities that govern Jamaican society. One essential step is to accept informality as a legitimate mode of urbanization. We must support and collaborate with those who are parceling land and constructing buildings in informal settlements rather than working against them.
You hear that, Ancho?
I'll get to that soon.
You hear that?
This will not be easy. It challenges our sense of order. However, in a society marked by profound structural informality and deep inequality, true social cohesion can only be achieved through dialogue and consultation.
Remember
with
that.
A clear framework of legal reform.
Of course.
Such an approach will yield better results rather than a heavy-handed and punitive approach. Order in a democratic society comes from agreed norms, not from a big stick or a bulldozer.
Big stick and bulldozer. You hear that, Ancho? Lick down the people house.
A
Wicked.
future PNP government will take bold steps, including drawing inspiration from Dominica, as mentioned earlier. We will revisit the issue of government land and how persons who have been living on it for decades can benefit. We are not merely just giving it away, but a system must be designed to ensure that those in possession for an extended period be given an opportunity to legally acquire these lands. This is how we create an ownership society. When we do this, we are not only building an ownership society, we are building national pride. We are building progress. We are building and creating opportunities for independence. And we are most importantly resolving the long-standing issue of security of tenure. Mr. Speaker, regularizing these informal settlements can only contribute positively to society. the country stands to benefit immensely. It's a win-win. It gives land to the landless, it restores trust in the government, and has the potential to earn real-time revenue from lease, sale, and even property tax collections. I must quickly add, Mr. Speaker, that this approach is not a one-size-fits-all. Each community has its own unique set of circumstances. As said earlier, consultation will be important. In some cases, and we'll concede, and we'll be honest, we may have to relocate due to environmental and other factors which render certain areas uninhabitable. We will revisit how persons living on government land for decades can benefit from ownership, not through giveaways, as I said earlier. This is why we propose that under a future PNP government, the cost of the land will be excluded from the NHT housing pricing. This will result, Mr. Speaker, in savings of $2 to $3 million per housing unit. What it simply means, Mr. Speaker, is that an NHT starter home is now at 14 million. When we form government, those units will be on the market for between 11 to 12 million. That represents savings. For those of us who know what paying a mortgage is like, you will appreciate the savings over 25 to 30 years. The funds that will now be at your disposal to use for other purposes. It might seem negligible, but it may be 10 to 15 to $20,000 in savings per year over 25 years. Those who mock it don't understand the hardships of the Jamaican people. And if they did understand, they would appreciate the significance of the proposal.
Exactly.
Madam Speaker, Mr. Speaker, sorry. The view has been advanced that land is not a trinket, a piece of jewelry, as it was treated in the past. It ought not to be locked away and preserved unused for decades to satisfy the selfish motives of those who can afford to do so. This is particularly true of crown lands, crown or government lands, which in a real sense belongs to the people and should be used by the people for the benefit of the people. So we're not giving it to them, it's theirs. They are the ones who elected us here and put us here. They are the ones who ensured and suffered over decades and centuries. They have been occupying these lands and they deserve a piece of the pie. Mr. Speaker, we cannot discuss land ownership without looking at the Registration of Titles Act. Now, under this 1833 law, mark the date, a person in adverse possession of crown land was unable to prove possession unless they reach the 60-year mark. Our research has shown, Mr. Speaker, that in countries like England, where this law originated, it is now 10 years. The 60 years is now 10 years, save and except for land on the foreshore. The view of the UK Commission that reviewed the law is that in these modern times, the government has a duty of care to its citizens to protect crown lands and to ensure their productive use. It is no longer permissible to use the explanation of the large acreage or resource constraints to restrict persons from occupying these lands. Under the next PNP government, we are proposing the reduction of 60 years to 25 years.
No, I have to talk, pan. I have to speak on this. I never knew this. I never knew that this was a thing. I never knew the comparison between England and this old law, right? You have to be on a land for 65 years. And England has gone past that and gone to 10 years. And what Mr. Lothan Cousins is and the PNP is proposing is that they're gonna move it from 65 to 25. And that's good enough. Don't get me wrong, that is excellent. There wasn't even a proposal. Well, I'm sorry, say I never 15. I'm sorry it wasn't 15, but it's kind of moving. I see what they're doing because the people that are already on lands, the 25 year is gonna be excellent for them. For the persons the direction in which they're going in terms of land ownership, you won't really have quote unquote what they call squatters anymore. They're trying to eliminate that totally to make it easier for people to have equity, something that you can pass down to your children. I was watching I was streaming the Papine, Miss Patricia Duncan Sutherland, Mrs. Patricia Duncan Sutherland, excuse me. All respect to her and her husband. Um, and they showed this lady, and she was talking about the fact that you know they are on lands, but they don't have the title, and they've been on there for years, and they have built their houses, and they've had their families there, you know, and it's so important for them to get that title because it's gonna open up financial opportunities for them. When you have equity in land, you can go to the bank, and use that equity, to get massive, depending on the quantity of the pricing of the land. You can get massive loans from the bank, to make other moves and open up other opportunities, So I don't want you guys to sleep on this. This actual proposal from the People's National Party is really something to empower you, the people of Jamaica. Whether you have land already, or you're planning on getting land, or you're planning on buying one of the rent-to-home houses, or a young person that is going to get grants of $500,000 under the age of 35 that has contributed to the NHT for 2 years. I want you guys to see the picture, the big picture of all of this. That is why I'm showing this. This is important. This is something for you to be excited about in terms of the People's National Party forming government. This policy and this planning that they have is really going to benefit we, the people of Jamaica, that is interested in owning land. Which Jamaican isn't interested in owning land and property? If you are not interested, put a one in the chat. If you are interested, blaze some fire in the chat.
Save and accept for land on the foreshore. We believe this is ample time for the government to ensure that protections are in place. Yeah. A PNP government will move with alacrity to amend the Registration of Titles Act to provide for a shorter time frame for persons who have been living on government land to claim it. The same rules that apply to the private owner must be commensurate with those that apply to the government. Okay. The government of Jamaica is the largest landowner, who can hardly account for what it owns. Yet persons must meet high hurdles to get a title. This is wrong, Mr. Speaker. Wrong. And we are committing to put an end to this. In fact, listen to this, Mr. Speaker. Many of these informal settlements are already being serviced by utility companies, may have benefited from infrastructure upgrades and intervention by various government agencies, including members of parliaments and councillors. It would therefore be hypocritical for us as leaders not to formulate a workable strategy to formally enable long-standing occupiers to acquire these properties that they have possessed for decades. Okay. In simple terms, what it means, Mr. Speaker, is that the next PNP government will oversee what could be considered as the single largest transfer of wealth from the state to the people. By formalizing and correcting a 192-year-old system of injustice that was meted out to the Jamaican people. Time come for us to put Jamaica first. And to ensure that our people achieve true economic independence. And also stability by owning a piece of the rock, hereby commencing the process of creating true generational wealth. Yes, breaking the cycle of poverty. Yes, and that cycle of poverty came from an injustice. Yes, so all we're talking about UK Privy Council applications. We have the powers here as a parliament, as a people, to right some of those colonial wrongs. Every single one of us in here have an informal settlement within our constituency. Many of the persons have lived there for more than 25 years. Some of their children have done well. Some of their children have done well. They have gone on to be lawyers and doctors. They're in a position to improve the infrastructure there for the benefit of their parents. But because
Time come, Patricia, time come.
many of them, senior, 30s, 40s, imagine when we come to power. Imagine the joy that you bring to these families. The sense of relief. The sense of relief that you bring to these communities.
What's up, Miss ER? What's up?
Mr. Speaker, let me assure you that
Nora, bless up yourself, Mama. Bless up yourself.
from us as a parliament enforcing the laws that exist on the books for the benefit of our people. A critical step in land ownership, Mr. Speaker, is a survey diagram.
Exactly.
But the cost of a survey diagram sometimes is prohibitive. We are committed to working with the Land Surveyors Association to form a public-private partnership to ensure that those Jamaicans that can't afford a survey diagram, we work with them to get them survey diagrams. Mr. Speaker, we came up with LAMP. LAMP was reduced to a desk in the NLA. Non-systematic titling is their approach now. And as far as I'm concerned, when we look at the statistics, people will tell anything they want to say. Numbers don't lie. And there are too many Jamaicans without proper titles. The move.
People, you guys think that is by coincidence that they have been operating like that for quite some time now? Listen, man, those who have power don't want to give up power. So they put persons in power to do their bidding. Read between the lines.
To put LAMP at the NLA at a desk was a backward and a retrograde step. It has set back many Jamaicans, and the time comes for us to right that wrong. Mr. Speaker, sometimes you look at the old titles, you see Roots and Purchase. There was a system that existed, and the registration of titles are covered there. We don't have to be so specific with sometimes the boundaries. But we have chosen to go the route of being specific. We have advanced the GPS technology. We have drones. The time has come for us to incorporate technology in the surveying process and make it easier for the Jamaican people. Mr. Speaker, let us look at land valuation. As at 2017, and I want you to listen to this carefully. I want you to listen to this carefully. And I want anybody to stand on a point of order and say this is wrong information. As at 2017, 339,000 parcels of land was on the valuation roll without a title. The total number of untitled properties, if you look at the spread between the parishes, Kingston was 1,241 without a title. St. Andrew 14,000, St. Thomas 20,000, Portland 20,000, St. Mary 26,000, St. Anne 31,000, Trelawney 15,000, St. James 11,000, Hanover 11,000, Westmoreland 18,000, St. Elizabeth 40,000. 40,000 properties on the valuation roll without a title. Manchester 35,000, Clarendon 50,000. And if it wasn't for LAMP, Clarendon would have been about 60 or 70,000 because LAMP reduced that significantly, as that was on the pilot areas. Okay. St. Catherine, 111,000. St. Catherine, 111,000.
People now hear this?
The valuation rule. Properties that persons may say them have them taxes paper. You go to them, no title. But me have the taxes paper. You have already to go overseas who's paying the taxes and believe that they own the land. And fail to give it to the family here to do anything with it.
Wow.
We have to correct that right now. And when the next PNP government forms office, we'll ensure
okay, I need some flour.
issue is resolved by all putting all of these 339,000 properties on the register.
No, the numbers are incredible and alarming, you know. Them numbers are what the man have put out there. And he's challenging anybody to challenge him on those numbers. Wow. St. Catherine, Clarendon, no, sir. Are so much people now have proper land title and live at them place so much years. No, them have to go fix this, brother. We need the Jamaican people to own the land, brother. Big up PNP. I tell you that's true.
Volume and folio numbers attached. so that these persons can use these properties for the benefit of themselves, their families, and the future generation. Mr. Speaker, let us look at bauxite lands. Mr. Minister is so excited. Over the years, several Jamaicans were forced to resettle due to the operational needs of the bauxite companies for mining lands. They have been struggling. Most of these Jamaicans previously occupied lands where they had titles. That is a grave injustice. Many of these persons who have been resettled have children who now can qualify for a build on your own lot. But because they don't have the title, in St. Elizabeth, for example, I spoke to a family down there who expressed that to me specifically. That my daughter could have built a house, but I don't have the title to give my daughter. Here how we fix it. A recent breakdown of each bauxite alumina company's performance revealed that Jamalco had 1,633 titles since 2010. But only 339 titles have been delivered. Gisco Alpart, 1,301. Only 329 delivered. Noranda, 1,765. Only 520. Noranda. Windalco, 266. Only 183 delivered. Over 6,000 families, not just lands, families who have been relocated by these bauxite companies, but they're unable to get title.
Mr. Speaker, the member's time for speaking having.
I'm gonna give him time to finish up, but me just want to say this. You guys are paying attention to how much families have been displaced and not relocated with these bauxite companies? I mean, isn't the government supposed to be working on behalf of the people? Then in a situation like that where the people are suffering, isn't the government supposed to be our defender and shield, in these types of situations to ensure that we are properly compensated, these people? I mean, yo, me not understand. Yeah, and you're talking about families, It's not just the house, What about them education, the emotional stress, then put the families them under, the more challenges. Yo, every time I listen more of the reality, how we really are going, my head start hurt me and I get mad. And my vein start lift up in the side of my head. Yo, literally, no. Me can't believe this, Me can't believe this can't real, brother. Yo, Channel Star.
Been expired. I beg to move that it be extended by 15 minutes to allow him to complete the presentation. May it please you, Mr. Speaker.
The request is on the floor. Those in favor? Those against? Member, you may continue.
Most obliged, House Leader and Mr. Speaker and members. Mr. Speaker, the failure of the bauxite companies to deliver these outstanding titles over the years is not attributable only to them. The reality, Mr. Speaker, is that the Bauxite Alumina Industries Special Provisions Act provides safeguards to allow for government intervention to secure the rights of these displaced citizens. The time has come for real action, not just talk. And to that end, today, we are pleased to announce that the next People's National Party government will correct this inequality. We will fast track the use of Section 6 of the Act. This section allows the minister to waive requirements. I said fast track. Yes. This section allows the minister, and they can't deny it, to waive the requirements under the Local Improvement Act and the Town and Country Planning Act. The effect of this would allow bauxite mining companies to deliver land titles and implement improvement works without the need for subdivision approval. Right. Furthermore, and I tell you something that they have not done, we will use the amendments to the Administrator General Act championed by the then Minister of Justice, Mark Jefferson Golding, the future Prime Minister of Jamaica.
No, I have to play that again. Hold on a little bit. My boss, what you just said they can do a while ago? Hold on, wait. Mr. Cousins, what you just said them can do a while ago? I want to listen to that again. Hold on.
People will tell anything they want to say. Yes. Numbers don't lie.
Yes.
And there are too many Jamaicans. as at 2017.
Yes.
And I want you to listen to this carefully.
Listen to this carefully.
I want you to listen to this carefully. And I want anybody to stand on a point of order and say this is wrong information. As at 2017.
Yes.
339,000 parcels of land was on the valuation roll without a title. The total number of untitled properties, if you look at the spread between the parishes, Kingston was 1,220.
I've passed this already. Hold on.
With volume and folio numbers attached. So that these persons can use these properties for the benefit of themselves, their families, and the future generation. Lands. They have been struggling.
Right, so.
Most of these Jamaicans previously occupied lands where they had titles. That is a grave injustice.
Yes.
Many of these persons who have been resettled have children.
Right.
Who now can qualify for a build on your own lot.
Yes.
But because they don't have the title. In St. Elizabeth, for example, I spoke to a family down there who expressed that to me.
Right.
Specifically. That my daughter could have built a house, but I don't have the title to give my daughter. Here how we fix it.
How you fix it? How you fix
A
it?
recent breakdown of each bauxite alumina company's performance revealed that Jamalco had 1,633 titles since 2010.
Right.
But only 339 titles have been delivered. Gisco Alpat, 1,301. Only 329 delivered. Noranda, 1,765. Only 520. Noranda. Windalco, 266. Only 183 delivered. Over 6,000 families, not just land, families who have been relocated by these bauxite companies, but they're unable to get title.
Yes, my bro. They say you live a realest life, you know. They don't live no life like you, know, brother. No life, they don't live like you, know. Everybody know that.
Most obliged,
I swear.
House Leader and Mr. Speaker and members.
Listen to part of people.
Mr. Speaker,
We go back too far.
bauxite companies to deliver these outstanding titles over the years is not attributable
Jadi, dark child, big up.
only to them.
So what Mr. Cousins is saying is that the failure of the bauxite companies is not just the failure of the bauxite companies, it's also the failure of the Jamaica Labour Party. Listen.
The reality, Mr. Speaker, is that the Bauxite Alumina Industries Special Provisions Act provides safeguards.
Oh, so by law, by legislation, they get safeguards, they get protection. So the people that actually make laws can change that. Oh, I see what you're saying, Mr. Cousins. Continue.
To allow for government intervention to secure the rights of these displaced citizens. The time has come for real action,
Right.
not just talk.
Yes.
And to that end, today,
Yes. Hey, you know, so Mr. Cousins, I want serious, man. In case you don't read body language, I want to know you guys don't read people. Me and one person read people. You notice a thing when him always go, he's a serious man, you know. He must shun off some little comments that some people are talking in the background. Just to make sure say him deliver the point we need to deliver. This man is a serious man.
we are pleased to announce that the next People's National Party government will
Yes.
combat inequality. We will fast track the use of Section 6 of the Act. This section allows the minister to waive requirements. I said fast track.
You hear that, people? Section 6 of the legislation allows the minister to waive requirements. Make play that again for you people in the back. Cause I teach you, you know. I learn, we are learning. And I teach same time. Listen.
We are pleased to announce that the next People's National Party government
Yes.
will correct this inequality. We
Yeah.
will fast track the use of Section 6 of the Act. This section allows the minister to waive requirements. I said fast track.
Fast track, people. Listening, you know?
This section allows the minister, and they can deny it,
Yes.
to waive the requirements under the Local Improvement Act and the Town and Country Planning Act.
Waive the requirements. Listen that again.
I said fast track. This section allows the minister, and they can deny it, to waive the requirements under the Local Improvement Act and the
Local Improvement Act
Town and Country Planning Act.
and the Town and Country Planning Act. Local Improvement Act and the Town and Country Planning Act. You can waive the requirements by fast tracking Section 6 of the Act. Got it? Got it.
The effect of this would allow bauxite mining companies to deliver land titles and implement improvement works without the need for subdivision approval.
Oh, so when they do that, they would cut out some of the red tape, right? So the people them can get situated faster by the bauxite companies. Let's hear that again. Let's hear that again. Because this is a solution, people. Listen.
Act. This section allows the minister to waive requirements. I said fast track. This section allows the minister, and they can't deny it, to waive the requirements under the Local Improvement Act and the Town and Country Planning Act. The effect of this would allow bauxite mining companies to deliver land titles and implement improvement works without the need for subdivision approval. Furthermore, and I tell you something that they have not done.
Yes.
We will use the amendments to the Administrator General Act championed by the then Minister of Justice, Mark Jefferson Golding, the future Prime Minister of Jamaica, to deal with the bitter issue. To deal with the bitter issue of generational lands. Mr. Speaker, the use of these two pieces of legislation will allow for us to unlock the mystery of land ownership in bauxite companies, thereby freeing the land and freeing the ownership to the people. Furthermore, the PNP government will fast track again, and they can't deny it, the use of Section 5 of the very same Act. Section Act 5 provides that the Minister of Mining can provide vesting orders. A vesting order is a legal mechanism used to transfer land titles, particularly for those relocated due to bauxite mining operations.
Now, that part that sounds very specific to the problem. Make we play that back. That part sounds very hey, them money I do their work, man. Hey, me not lie, me impressed. Hey, them my type of thing when you need when you listen to Parliament, you're supposed to learn some things. You get me? Because this right here, sir, I was not aware of at all. Me just make you know that straight. So me I learn right now. This is very interesting.
And freeing the ownership to the people. Furthermore, the PNP government will fast track again. And they can't deny it, the use of Section 5 of the very same Act.
Right.
Section Act 5 provides that the Minister of Mining can provide vesting orders. A vesting order is a legal mechanism used to transfer land titles, particularly for those relocated due to bauxite mining operations.
Then the game no over, man. The bauxite game over. Game over. It's the problem solved. The problem solved. So you tell me, sir. You're telling me that the Jamaica Labour Party did not know that they could do this? You're telling me that the Jamaica Labour Party members didn't know that they could have aided the Jamaican people by using the law, enforcing the law. You're telling me them never know this? Come on, bro. Come on.
Hey, who mess is this?
Ain't no way, bro.
Oh,
Ain't no way.
Is this?
Ain't
What
no way.
did you say, bro? Come on now, dog.
Nah, you gotta be kidding me.
Come on, man.
What money I get paid for?
Bro, what are you talking about,
Where
man?
them I get paid for? You tell me say them don't know this? ABI News, they don't know this?
Listen to this. Section 5 of that Act empowers the Minister responsible for mining to declare that any property transferred may be vested in the person affected by the mining activity. And it goes further to say, importantly, that the law provides that this process cannot be hindered by any other administrative or legal barrier. So they say they're using it already, but they're not using it effectively enough. Otherwise, we wouldn't have so many communities. Denby Crawl, McGill Chris Palm.
Why am I not surprised? Floyd Green is the Minister of Mining. Father God. Hey.
Ball out! Whoa, we need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach.
And all the communities that have been resettled, who still don't have title. What is the answer for that if the government has the powers to ensure that they have their title? So these 6,000 Jamaican families, I am telling you today that I and myself and the leader, the next Prime Minister, we have the political will. We will do what is necessary and we'll correct these long-standing issues that need to be resolved, these grave inequities. Mr. Speaker, I'm going to turn to a subject that overlaps with social housing, land tenure. All of us have faced the issue of land tenure with the social housing program. Since the program was launched, the new social housing program was launched in 2018, only 292 houses have been delivered across the island. I'm going to go, don't worry, that's 292 units in a span of nearly 7 years. An average of 40 houses per year. We have 63 constituencies across Jamaica that barely scratches the surface.
What can goes on?
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
40 houses a year. 40. In a whole of Jamaica. Are this a evil that they want people to stick to?
Approximately 1,800 units based on the 5 recommendations. That is, each MP must give 5 recommendations. So it's 1,800 units we expect to generate annually. Well, guess what? Based on the amount delivered annually, the performance is a meager 16% delivery rate. You know what makes this equally troubling? And what makes this more troubling? And those MPs who have been here before I came here in 2020 know that we also had a similar program between 2012 and 2017 with food for the poor. And I'm not going to look at a board house because when most of us go to New York, we stay in a board house. 3/4 of New York a board house.
So you see, them there in the background I try to play down the board house thing, say a concrete house. And a lie I tell, whoever travel know, most of the houses them in America are board house them. In a lot of places, they're not using concrete. Concrete is expensive. Concrete is expensive. A drywall them use in America. So I don't want them to behave as if that they want to spit on board houses. You understand? Let's move on.
So I am not going to look down on a board house, but let us examine the performance.
Yes.
Between 2012 and 2017,
Shame them shameless.
we built 3,700 houses. Those houses were wooden units, but they provide a safe
ABR.
and an immediate relief to thousands of families, which is far more than the current government.
What do you mean? Big time.
What is causing the breakdown?
Numbers don't lie.
We have heard time and time again what the cause of the breakdown is. Land tenure. Many of the individuals identified as beneficiaries by most of us in here. And if them say a lie, hypocrisy, do not own the land they occupy.
True.
Some live on family land with no formal documents. Others occupy parcels of land where legal owner is unknown, deceased, or simply unreachable. And in some cases, the lands are government owned, but earmarked for other development, leaving applicants in limbo. Even in my own constituency, to show you I'm not a hypocrite like some of them. In my own constituency, I've had to hesitate in submitting applications. Because when potential beneficiaries came to me, I asked, do you own the land? Can you get permission? Two of the answer is no. These individuals have been living on the land for generations. We cannot provide the paperwork to do it. The result, the applications are denied, and the opportunity for a better life slips further and further away. Mr. Speaker, if we are serious about addressing housing needs for the most vulnerable, then we must be willing to meet the people where they are.
Of course.
We therefore propose that the government establish a provisional certificate of tenure. This document would confirm and affirm long-standing occupation or informal possession and serve as a basis for eligibility under the social housing program. The simple reform would unblock access for thousands of deserving Jamaicans, those who need housing the most, but are trapped by bureaucracy and the legacy of untitled land. We cannot allow red tape to stand in the way of relief. A house delayed is a life put on hold. Under PNP government, we will move with compassion, clarity, and common sense to ensure that the land tenure issue is resolved.
Here, here.
Mr. Speaker, we now turn to the portfolio area of housing. The issue of housing is deeply intertwined with the issue of land.
Yes, of course.
Every Jamaican aspires to own a home to build their own castle. And for us in the People's National Party, shelter is not a luxury. Shelter is a right.
You hear that?
That is
Shelter is not a luxury. Shelter is a right. Remember the three main things, ladies and gentlemen, are food, clothing, and what? Shelter. You understand? Food, water, water is in food, right? Water is in food. When you talk about shelter, you talk about house. See, you talk about infrastructure in terms of the government, what the government should provide. Can remember, the government is not our father, it's our employee, right? But the responsibilities of the government is like a father, right? To provide these things to benefit everyone. And it's unfortunate that the current government has failed in this regard in many, many ways. Because honestly, I am not one of the Jamaicans that want to see a government fail, or want to see a government not try or not put their best foot forward. I wish that whoever is in power actually does right by the people of Jamaica. It's not about colors for me, it's about what they're doing. That's just me personally, right? That's just me personally. If you're not doing the right things, then you have to go. It's that simple. Because we're not gonna be able to survive under this current trajectory that we're going right now. It's just not going to happen. I'm very, very sorry. It's, yo, it is bad out here, man. It is bad out here. When you see people have liquidate them assets and them accounts just for some simple little thing, if things were great, then you wouldn't have to be doing those types of things. A lot of us are living hand to mouth. We're living day by day. It's not progressive. It's not prosperous. And the sooner more people own land, is the greater the opportunities is going to open up for them to change that. So land ownership and home ownership is the focus, and that is one of the things that I'm with this government on. There are plans for that? Oh yes. Oh, Hakeem Evans. That is just a lie that you guys say over and over again because you're trying to convince yourself that that is true. We can point to many different policies and institutions that the PMP have put forward in their 18 years. As a matter of fact, many schools were built, institutions that are used to, propel the nation, and in urban areas, rural areas where school weren't so accessible, good schools too. You understand? So you saying that is a lie. That is a bold-faced lie. The first 9 years of PJ Patterson tenure as a politician versus Andrew Jones, 9 or 10 years. Let's just say that Usain Bolt is in a different class and PJ is in that class, and this gentleman here that is in power right now, nah. If we were to put their performances right side each other for the first 9 years, Andrew has not built a school. In 9 years, not one school, not one educational institution. Do you want me to talk about the hospitals? Let's compare healthcare then and healthcare now. Like, you really want to go down this road? Come on, man. Stop it. Do you want to talk about home ownership? Do you want to talk about how many houses PJ actually built for poor people? Affordable housing every single year? Man, stop.
Years they've established policies, programs, institutions designed to deliver affordable housing to the Jamaican people. From as far back as the 1950s, the Right Excellent Norman Manley began the journey with the construction of housing schemes such as Hope Pastures, Mona, Harborview. The visionary Michael Manley gave us the National Housing Trust. He transformed the housing landscape. We have Portmore, we have Mount Edgecombe, we have Bel Air, we have Melrose Mews, we have Norwich Heights.
He come like him forward the right time. Tell them, Mr. Cousins. Tell them. Give them the history.
Policies, programs, institutions designed to deliver affordable housing to the Jamaican people. From as far back as the 1950s, the Right Excellent Norman Manley began the journey with the construction of housing schemes such as Hope Pastures, Mona, Harborview. The visionary Michael Manley gave us the National Housing Trust. He transformed the housing landscape. We have Portmore, we have Mount Edgecombe, we have Bel Air, we have Melrose Mews, we have Norwich Heights. And we cannot forget Portia Lucretia Simpson Miller,
Talk no man.
who lifted the sugar workers from the barracks,
Talk no man. Diana, big up. Tell them
providing
Diana.
decent and affordable housing for the sugar workers.
Talk no man.
We don't bulldoze people's houses.
No. No.
We don't leave them in the elements.
No.
And guess what? We don't sell public land above market value.
Come on, talk to.
We certainly will not use the NHT to provide houses priced at 28, 29, and $38 million.
Shame.
We build affordable homes. Homes that empower, transform lives. And transformational approach will continue under the People's National Party government led by Mark Jefferson Golding in very short order.
Nah, yeah. Tell them, Mr.
End the
Cousins.
extraction of the $11.4 billion annually from the NHT. Since over the past 12 years, $138.6 billion have been extracted. And it has not been to the benefit of contributors. We will establish a $1 billion fund at NHT for young homeowners so they can access $500,000 grant, not alone.
Grant, you hear that?
We will repurpose the housing agency and bring it back to its mandate. Sometimes when we buy a property, there's a caveat on the property that says the first right of refusal is to the Minister of Housing. There's a reason for that. That's subsidized housing. And that provision in that act has not been enforced properly because it has been abused. People buy these houses, these lots and houses intended for first-time homeowners, and they get the permission from the Minister of Housing within months of buying and reselling. That wasn't the purpose for which it was intended.
Wow, now go fix that in the legislation. That have to fix.
We intend to use the housing agency to construct and build 80,000 houses, 50,000 low-income houses, and 30,000 middle to upper-income houses in the next 5 years. The houses to build by the HAJ will be starter units. And of course, as mentioned earlier, we will not add the $2 to $3 million for the lot to the houses. Mr. Speaker, we will come up with what we call the Portia Initiative. It is a program for the orderly renewal and transformation of infrastructure in all areas. This is a legacy project to salute the considerable contribution of the former Prime Minister, Jamaica's first female Prime Minister and only female Prime Minister to date.
Honor, yes.
Mr. Speaker, as I close, I return to the core truth. Land is justice. Housing is dignity. Together, they are nation building. Whether for environmental protection, infrastructure, agriculture, or shelter, land is what holds us all together. And the People's National Party has always understood that.
Yes.
And that is why Norman Manley passed the Facilities of Titles Act. Michael Manley delivered land lease, site and services, and the NHT. PJ Patterson gave us lamp and Operation Pride.
Listen.
Portia Simpson Miller gave us lamp, lifted the sugar workers. All sugar workers who voted with the People's National Party because of how we treated them. Now in 2025, this year, our legacy will continue under Mark Jefferson Golding.
I'm not here.
Minister.
Let them know, my general.
He will free up government land for the people.
Let them know.
And he will make land work for the people.
What do you mean?
Because he believes in the power of the people.
Of
and
course.
we as a party believes in the power of the people.
Of course.
Let me close with words of Norman Washington Manley, the father of the nation, of independent Jamaica, a visionary, a man who passed all of these legislations we mentioned earlier, like the Bauxite Alumina Special Provisions Act, and ensured there were safeguards there. He did it. Let me close again, and by quoting, and I quote, land is the only source of the material life of the people. It provides food and shelter. It furnishes work and wealth. It is the basis of all production, of all development, of all security, of all growth. It is, in the very truth, the root of our being.
Mighty God.
Time come, Mr. Speaker, for us to put Jamaica first. The word is love. God bless Jamaica. God bless the People's National Party. And God bless Mark Jefferson Golding, the next Prime Minister of Jamaica. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Wow. My goodness. Come on, man. 1 hour reaction, but worth it. This, we have to post this. Yeah, this is a priority right here. People, tell me what you think in the comment section, alright?